Man. Well, y'all, I'm gonna see if maybe I can get a couple of y'all back in here, man. But I'll probably go ahead and wrap it up. Unfortunately, I had a power outage, man. I had a power outage right as I was trying to get into my game of the week, which is so unfortunate. It's the game I was most excited about, the one I want to talk about the most. And man, I tell you what, yeah, had a power outage and everything shut off here at the house for about 30 seconds and started flashing back on finally, and took forever to get my internet back up and running. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So, yeah, that was unfortunate, man. That was unfortunate. I'll try to give us a hot minute just to see. I'll try to give us a hot minute just to see. Just see if I get a few folks back. But yeah, guess we'll go ahead and call this one. Damn, y'all. Damn. I feel bad. Feel bad, man. But um, like I said, one of those things, unfortunate, man. Like I said, damn power outage. Took my internet out and put me in the wind. But I appreciate everybody that came through, man, that was here this morning. Y'all was up early. Y'all was on time. Not only was y'all on time, y'all was early, man. Y'all was early. Y'all was fired up, man. Y'all had the chat popping, man. So I always appreciate that. Uh, Man, other than that, man, everybody have fun and enjoy your football Sunday for sure. Quick shout out to all them members, man. Them members was definitely in the building, man. The fam bam came through for sure as always. My dog Keandre holding it down for them Chiefs. He was in the building. My dog Terrible Time. My dog Miles came in this thing as well, man. I think my dog Bowser slid through for a hot minute as well. And y'all know the rest, man. If I forgot to say your name, man, charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know I appreciate y'all, man. But yeah, just unfortunate. Technical difficulties, y'all. So internet got knocked out. Man, my dog Keandre said he found it back, man. Yeah, man, yeah, I was just sitting there, and then the screen kind of flashed. I was like, wait a minute. Then yeah, all the lights and the power went out, bro. And man, it felt like it took forever to get back up and running, man. Took forever to get back up and running, but yeah, dog, I don't know what it was, man. I don't think it's storming or anything, so just one of them things. Because in the building, man. What's going on, man? What's going on, family? What's going on? Matter of fact, because man, I was going, man. We was moving and grooving, and then my power went out. The power went out for like a few minutes, dog, and messed the stream up, man. That's why I got on here, man. Was just apologizing, you know what I'm saying, letting everybody know what happened. But yeah, dog. Damn, dog. Well, shit, hey man, if y'all want to talk a little ball, man, hey, shit, we can rock on now, man. Hopefully everybody was in the first chat, man. Hopefully they make their way back, man. So yeah, shit, we'll go ahead and finish it on out. We finish all out, man. Hey, I was just getting to my game of the week, man. Detroit on the road at Green Bay. Like I said, I think this is gonna be a banger, man. Jordan Love in that offense, man, Jordan Love airs that thing out fearlessly, probably overly so, man. He takes a lot of risk, and he does put the ball in precarious positions, man. And so Denver's defense, not Denver, Detroit's defense. Now they're not locked down by any stretch of the imagination, but they are aggressive, and they do turn the ball over, man. Specifically that safety duo. There was a lot of talk, especially at the beginning of the season, talking about Jesse Bates and Justice Simmons, that safety combo in Atlanta. Well, man, hey, quiet as kept. Detroit may have taken over the title for the best safety duo in the league right now, the way that Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph is playing. I think his name Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. So both those guys are playing phenomenal football, turning the ball over. I think each of those guys has at least 2 or 3 interceptions. I think Kirby's got 4 picks. I think Brian Branch has 3. So they're definitely turning the ball over at a very good rate. Justin Love, like I've been saying, man, he's airing that hoe out now. He's throwing darts, he's throwing lasers. He's also throwing them to the other team at times as well. So if that Detroit Lions back into that secondary, that safety room, man, this is the type of game they can get their hands on one that very well may end up being the difference in this game. But think about Jordan Love and the Packers offense. Jordan Love turning the ball over, it hasn't stopped them scoring points. So they are still scoring points at a pretty decent clip. They're getting a good return from Josh Jacobs in the run game as well. And then, of course, as we know, man, Detroit being without their defensive captain in Aiden Hutchinson, their pass rush has dried up pretty substantially for the most part as well, which is worrisome or troublesome. But on the other side of the ball, man, that offense is just doing what it wants to do. If they need Jared Goff to throw the ball, he's throwing it. He's playing damn near perfect throwing the ball the last month of the season. If they don't need him to throw the ball, then guess what? Sonic and Knuckles, that's their new nickname. Sonic and Knuckles, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery looking like the best 1-2 combo backfield punch in the league. And both or either of those guys can take it to the crib. And so they're damn near running the ball at will with them. And if you do ask Jared Goff to drop back a pass, he's been surgical with the football. And so it's really just kind of how you want it on the offensive side of the ball for Detroit. Now with Green Bay, Jair Alexander, he's playing good ball, man. I like Jair Alexander as well. I like him coming out of Louisville. He be talking that talk, man. But I love it. I love it, man. I like Jair Alexander a lot. So interested to see what he looks like, man, in his matchups against Amon-Ra St. Brown. So especially in critical or key situations, I expect we'll see some of that matchup. Jameson Williams is still out from his 2-game suspension for, I think it was PEDs or something like that. So he's out of this one. I think they need him in this one maybe more so than they have in the last 2 games because of the speed element he gives to take the top off the defense and kind of keep the defense honest on the back end. Because as great as Amon-Ra St. Brown is, he doesn't necessarily scare you 40 yards up the field. You know what I mean? And so you can keep the, you know what I'm saying? You can keep the top on the box. You can keep the roof on the building. You know what I mean? And still be able to, find some success there. And so that's the kind of the key points of matchups in this one for me. But when it's all said and done, man, I'm going Detroit. I'm going Detroit because of Jordan Love being a little more turnover prone and as aggressive and I guess turnover. What's the other side? If one side's turnover prone and opportunistic, that's what I was looking for. And as opportunistic as that back end is, and I'm talking about the safeties now with Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, as opportunistic as they've been getting their hands on balls and taking them the other way for interceptions, that's just a bad recipe with Jordan Love, like I said, being, a little frivolous with the ball in certain situations. So I've got Detroit getting this one done on the road, 31-27. This is a big game as far as playoff implications go, man, for number 1 seeding down the road. This style of head-to-head matchup is going to really come into play when we get to week 14, 15, 16, and those playoff seeds are starting to solidify. This is going to be a big matchup. It might be the head breaker that could decide the 1 or 2 seed. Both these teams are definitely the 2 teams at the top. And so, like I said, this one has very big implications for playoff seeding down the road. And this, I think, goes a long way to Detroit cementing themselves as top dog in the NFC. I think they're top dog in the NFC, but Green Bay's still right there nipping at their heels. Minnesota, I'm not ready to write Minnesota off. They have dropped 2 games back-to-back. They've got a very winnable game at the crib today against Indianapolis to keep pace and to keep themselves in that mix as well. So this game goes a long way towards Detroit really giving themselves a little breathing room from Green Bay as the season continues to play out for sure. My dog Keandre said, name a QB that hasn't had a moon ball in the last 30 years. What you mean? What you mean? Are you saying Goff hasn't had a moon ball? Or what you saying? Maybe you gotta give me a little context. Because Goff been pitching that hoe. Now he don't throw moon shots like Russell Wilson, but he pitching that hoe for sure. Okay, Keanu said sometimes it works, but far too credit for well. And I think I talked about that on Wednesday as well. Jordan Love definitely gives me some Brett Favre vibes, man, because he's fearless. He will literally thread the eye of a needle. He will thread the eye of a needle without blinking. But same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it, man. Like those turnovers, especially in a game that could go as the way I'm predicting. I think there's going to be a tightly contested game back and forth. And I don't think in a game like this, you may not have that margin of error. That one interception could be the difference in this game. You know what I mean? I definitely think Jordan Love is going to be Jordan Love. I think he's going to find a way to be successful and move and deliver the ball downfield. But you know, this could be a 300-yard and 3-touchdown day for Jordan Love. But it's that one interception on the one he tried to squeeze in there that he probably forced and didn't have to take that winds up in the hands of Brian Branch, and Brian Branch goes 30 yards the other way to set up an easy touchdown or field goal to maybe close the door on this game. That's the one, man. It's all well and good until you know what I mean? Until you run into somebody else, another legitimate contender, man, and then that margin of error that Jordan Love has been able to play with, that margin of error goes to zero real quick, man, in these premium style of matchups for sure. So, you got to be careful. Okay, he's talking about the Green Bay quarterbacks. Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah, they keep a big arm guy down there for sure. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love now too. All of them will air that thing out 60 yards for sure, and put it on the nose though. They definitely will. So now I feel you there. I feel you there. But no, I can't wait to watch that one. I can't wait. I don't know how that didn't get flexed into like Sunday night. Like, what are we doing? What Sunday night we got Indianapolis and Minnesota. Man, why ain't we flex this Green Bay Detroit game into Sunday night? But we're gonna keep it pushing, man. Rams on the road at Seattle. I'm going to Rams on this one, man. I think the Rams look damn good. The Rams look damn good in that win against the Vikings. That was an impressive win. Now they got a little home cooking in that game as well. Specifically at the very end of the game, the no call on the face mask that resulted in a safety that kind of that was the end up being the nail in the coffin for the Vikings. But outside of that, Cooper Kupp was back, Puka Nacua was back, and Stafford was dealing. Now, Puka got banged up again, I believe, but he's expected to play in this game against Seattle. And so I think the Rams are putting themselves in position to maybe run off to kind of stack a few wins here and get themselves back into the conversation in this NFC West. And I think that starts on the road in Seattle with this division matchup here. Seattle's defense has been a little spotty, and Geno has Geno's been solid, but he's had some critical turnovers, man. Not all of them has been his fault. Bad snap in that Buffalo game, sent one damn near over his head. He's had some bad luck here, and I think Jared Verse, man, the rookie edge rusher from the Rams, I think he may be leading the league in pressures, or he's amongst the league leaders in pressures as a rookie. I think he's defensive rookie of the year to this point in the season as well. But curious to see if he had success getting home and making life difficult on Geno. But I think if Puka Kupp and Stafford, they're on the field together, I think, man, they really do kind of lock in, and they've been playing well when they're all three available. Kyron Williams has also been very reliable in the running back room, man. Goes under the radar. He's quietly got 550, 560 yards. He's got 7-8 rushing touchdowns. So been very productive. And so quiet as kept, man. This Rams team, when they're healthy, they've got a lot of weapons on offense. They can still get it done. So I'll take them on the road to stack two big wins back to back, 27-21, and reintroduce themselves into this NFC West chase. Moving on, man. Sunday night, Indianapolis on the road at Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota in this one. Joe Flacco getting his first start after being named the official starter for the season going forward. Now, he has played in 2 or 3 games while he was filling in for an injured Anthony Richardson. Now, it's not a backup wearing the starter hat. Now he steps in wearing the starter hat all on his own. And his first game up is on the road at Minnesota. I think it's just a bad week to beat Joe Flacco, man. This is a Minnesota team who's coming off of 2 losses, a controversial one to the Rams last week that we talked about. And also, they're looking to kind of stop the slide. They're looking to keep pace, kind of like I was saying with Detroit and Green Bay, looking to keep pace with Detroit and Green Bay, coming off of a bad loss that left a bad taste in their mouth. This defense has been exposed a little bit, especially in a little bit in that Rams game. Matt Stafford and the Rams went right up and down the field, man, right out the gate to start that game. And so, and then for these last 2 weeks, I feel like they've been there's been some puncture holes in this Brian Flores led defense. I think this is the game that they get back on track. I think this Vikings defense, with Joe Flacco being the statue that he is in the pocket, this is a game that Brian Flores is probably going to heat Joe Flacco up, and I imagine they get home more than a few times and make this. It has the potential to make this a very rough day at the office for Joe Flacco. So I'm taking Minnesota to get back in this one, 28-20. I think this is a game in which I think they're going to be in pretty good firm control of this game for the most part. And I just see the defense having their way, man, especially with Flacco being as stationary a target as he is. I think this is going to make it a lot easier for Flores and that defense to find a way to get home and make, like I said, make life hell today for Flacco. Moving on. Monday night, man. Tampa Bay at Kansas City. We kind of dabbled on this one to start the show a little bit, but we'll go ahead and get into a full fledged. Tampa Bay playing left-handed, man. Like I said, you're down an injured Mike Evans. I don't believe he's expected to be back Monday night. Chris Godwin, of course, already lost for the season. We know what's going on there. That defense has been very inconsistent, very leaky as well. And so Kansas City on the other side, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Patty's not been playing great football, objectively speaking, just purely playing quarterback in the position, everything that entails. He's not been playing great ball. It's arguable we could say he's been playing the worst ball that he's probably played in his illustrious 7-year career. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. It doesn't take away from his greatness. It doesn't take away from them being undefeated. But be that as it may, Patrick Mahomes playing ugly football, man. He's leading the league in interceptions. He's got more interceptions than he has touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, these are objective facts. There's nobody ever that we would say leads the league in a bad stat and has more turnovers than touchdowns and say that they're playing great football. It's just not going to happen. But be that as it may, it hasn't stopped them from winning the games. It hasn't stopped them from winning games, and he still is the magic man in the moments that matter the most. Boy, did y'all hear that alliteration? He's still the magic man in the moments that matter most, man. And so Patty, he's still rises to the occasion, man. If the game's in the balance, he's shown that as poor as I may be playing, I still make the big plays in those big moments. And I think this is no different. And then Baker Mayfield, for his part, man, doing what he could do to air that thing out and keep the Buccaneers fighting to the end. It maybe burned them or bit them in the you know what a couple weeks ago when they lost Chris Godwin in the game that was all but settled within the last minute of that game, which is very unfortunate. But yet and still, I expect Kansas City, especially that defense playing lights out. Chris Jones, a monster. Nick Bolton playing phenomenal. Still got Trent McDuffie in that secondary as well. So all three levels, they've got real deal playmakers, and I think they get this done Monday night at home. Give me Kansas City 27. 20 might be a little much, man. The way this defense is playing with the lack of weapons for Tampa Bay as well. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to take away one of them field goals, man. I think Kansas City actually, the more I think about it, man, I think Kansas City settles in and really controls this one, especially defensively. Man. I'm going 27-17, Kansas City at the crib. Get it done, man. Moving on to 8-0, my dog, Keandre. Hey, moving on to 8-0, man. My God, Keandre got from, he said, Pat has had the best year, but when our O has issues, the D steps up and vice versa. It's like you said, he always does the right thing when he has to. No, and exactly, man. And that's the thing about it. That's a very slippery slope, though, Keandre. That's a dangerous way to live. Man. But so far, they've been able to ride that fine line. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been able to ride that fine razor-thin line of just enough. You know what I mean? So, and you can't knock it. You can't knock it, man. Only thing better than 6-0 is 7-0. And the only thing better than 7-0 is 8-0, man. And I got to give it to you, man. I think y'all going to go 8-0 after this Monday night's game. So, looking good, man. Like I said, I mean, well, not even, looking scary. I'll say that because shout out to my dog, Jeff, last week. If this is what Kansas City's doing at their offensive floor, wait till they get to the ceiling. There we go. There we go. Hey, if this is this what it looks like when the offense is at their floor, man, wait till they get to the ceiling. Let's see how DeAndre Hopkins now continues to come along and progress in this offense. That's what I want to see. I expect them to win this game on the strength of that defense, Monday night primetime at home in that stadium. That's enough anyway. You might register a small earthquake in that crowd, man, if a big play happens on Monday night. So that's already enough. And then you've got Pat still been able to make the right moves when the moments are most critical and still being able to deliver when the money's on the line. You know what I mean? He's given a lot of opportunities. He had a lot of turnovers. He's played messy enough, but in the critical moments when the game is on the line, you send him to the free throw line in the fourth quarter, he still aces, and they've been finding a way to get that done, man. So kudos to the Chiefs for that, man. Kudos for the Chiefs for that. But man, I tell you what, hey, y'all know what's going on, man. That's it. My dog Keon just said that's how they've been winning for years. Yeah, these last 2-3 years for sure. And well, here's the thing. Honestly, man, and there's not been enough talk about it because y'all have still been winning since Tyreek left, man. This offense hasn't been special since Tyreek Hill left. It just hasn't. That defense, the Chiefs are a defensive team, bro. They've been a defensive team for the last 3 years for sure. They've been a defensive team for the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't really acknowledged the impact that Tyreek Hill has had on that offense because they've won two Super Bowls. The year he left, they won. And then they just won again last year. But it's been ugly, grinded out, uphill offensive football, man. And thankfully so, shout out to Steve Spagnuolo. That defense in that same time frame clicked, turned it on, and they've been the top 5 unit ever since. Dominant unit. You know what I mean? And so that's a kudos to Steve Spagnuolo. Kudos to Andy Reid and that staff for understanding, making the change for one. From making a change from being an offensive team at the top of the league, the most exciting offense in football, from changing from that to a grind it out, hit our corner threes in the fourth quarter, defensive-led football team. Everybody is rare to see teams make that style of transition and to do it as seamlessly and as quickly as they did it. Because the Chiefs did it on the move. Like they didn't necessarily take time off or take a year off to adjust and have a down ugly year before they came back to it. No, they transitioned immediately. Defense, Patty make the right plays at the right time, and they find a way to keep the ball rolling, man, and keep things moving and win. So it's been very impressive how they've been able to do that. And that's a kudos to Patrick Mahomes. That's a kudos to Andy Reid. And it's definitely a huge kudos and shout out to Les Snead in the GM room, because they've been drafting their ass off. And of course, Steve Spagnuolo, man, who's got that unit playing at the top of the league for several years now. Champion for it before. But there's too much water under that bridge. He ain't coming back home. There's too much water under that bridge. I believe. It's too much water under that bridge. I wish they could have worked it out. Honestly, I mean, I wish y'all could have found a way to work it out, man. Keep everybody at home, but the great thing about it is that how many teams can lose a Tyreek Hill and win 2 championships on the other side of that? So that still speaks to the greatness of the Chiefs and that organization, and of course to Patrick Mahomes, man. So you got to give him credit, man. You definitely got to give him credit. It's a hard way to make a living, but it's a living nonetheless. And so, but yeah, man. There y'all have it, man. It wasn't easy today. We had some interruptions, man. Technical difficulties. We got knocked offline. We got back in this thing, man. Hey, my dog Keon just said the porch light's always on. Hey, I like that. Hey, you can always come home, man. You ain't never too grown to come home. That's what my mama done told me. You ain't never too grown to come home, man. And hey, it be like that. Porch light, we leave the porch light on for you. I feel that. For sure, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to my dog Keandre, man, holding your boy down for sure, man. Yeah, I tell you, man, it was unfortunate, man. That the first original session, man, was heating up. It was getting good, man. We was getting to getting to the best games on the slate. Then we lose power, man. We got to jump back in and start back. My dog Keandre came back to rock out with your dog, man. We finished this thing on up, man. We still came, we still saw, we still conquered, man. We still did what we had to do, man. Shout out to all those members, man. Y'all was in the building today, man. My fan bam big cuz came through, man. Appreciate your homeboy. Mom's auntie, my sister came through, man. My dog Bowser came through. My dog AJ Pap came through. My dog Miles came through. My dog Terrible Time holding it down for them Houston Texans came through. And man, y'all know what's going on, man. For all the rest of y'all, man, definitely appreciate the love, support, man. Appreciate y'all being active, man. Say it with me one more time, man, before we get on out of here and enjoy y'all football Sunday. If I forgot to say your name, charge it to my head and don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you, man. Appreciate our love support. Like I said, man, I can't ever say that enough. And one more time, man, man, appreciate y'all for sure for rocking with your boy, man. Go ahead, enjoy y'all football Sunday. Find your favorite spot on your favorite couch. Give the wife and kids something to do so they can get out the way. Sit down and watch your favorite team. Hopefully you get a dub. Tap back in with your dog on Wednesday, 7 o'clock. And we'll get back into it, man. Where I was right, where I was wrong, how the games went. We'll recap all this fun, exciting Week 9 action. And until then, y'all have fun and be safe. Peace.